I'm sorry. I am gonna be so sorry. Because I know this, I already have a voice for this character. And I could ask a friend to help me out with that, but no, I'd rather have it to myself, honestly. And I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Your ears are gonna bleed. Or just be annoyed. Maybe you thought his was bad. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after a rather eventful research, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Von Zix.
My lord.
I believe you established the cause of the smoke which were the proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been... Sorry. Oh, fuck. That was too close to the mic. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade. A sort of typically employed by the army. Wait, what the fuck? Why does she have that?
Good gracious, the army? And what in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. But she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the gas smoke grenade which induced some pandemonium here in my courtroom?
She's not gonna say.
What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGilded.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to boat like that? 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Yeah, apparently we can't get that information. Fucking assholes. The young girl. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Begorra! A loud thud and wee scream woke me up with the fair start. With a fair start? I don't know. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, and I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But what I gather under that in question, this young girl was indeed riding the omnibus, is that correct?
'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the 5th passenger, my lord. Or maybe the 1st, we don't know how long she's been there.
Very well. Defense may now cross-examine the witness, says.
Shouldn't it be the prosecution, since it's my defendant and the witness is going against the prosecution? Shouldn't it be the prosecution be the one testifying? I'm just saying.
Are you ready, consul?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. Of course not. I have no idea where to start. I'll let you know when to start. You press the X button and then you use the L to press. Dumbass. I'm just kidding. The young girl. Alright, why is this young girl here? Should we have any information about the young girl? Not at all, apparently. And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first monster, as it were, I see.
Aye, and that's why I took the backside as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable till it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by that? Backseat. By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite on which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. Why? Like, why is just a position like it's like the guys like looks like people who can't sleep a specific direction. They have to sleep like in north or facing north or something like that. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. I don't believe him. Who thinks it didn't look pretty that night? How would he want to look at the skylight or whatever it's called? Hold it! Alright, what do you have to say? A loud thud, you say? And a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So do you think it was a sound of Mr. Mason's falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well now, you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up, and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the roof. You didn't see anything, or anyone, but at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Oh, from the seat above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, my lord. 'Twas from the inside cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. What happened before your eyes, mate? Yo, the guy fell from the floor? What the fuck? Fell from the floor. Fell from the floor. That does not make sense for me. You set him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. But why did you even move it? You should just let the body there, honestly. If you hear noise from him, like, I'm dying, like something cough or whatever, or like groans, that's when you should move him. You wouldn't leave a dead man just lie on the floor now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Ada, Lord Von Zix. Oh. No, why would that be? I'm a bit flustered now. What the fuck? Why did he say Ada? Like, seriously. You wake to find a man. Lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of the London Society, that is. Ooh, he really hates you. Well now, as you know, I'm something of a special line of business.
This business of lending money at exorbitant rate of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. And so I don't trust anyone who will offer you money who's rich, honestly. And if they offer you that with an interest rate, I don't trust them right away. But if they offer you like, hey, you're gonna have it, don't worry, mate, I got you, like that, or if they're paying me they paying me my food, that I trust. But like giving you money, physical money, I don't trust it. I really don't. Are you suggesting that you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no! I was already intending to report it, so I was! Only I had a mind to find the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? What does that mean? Right you are. There were some details. And I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes, that scream, he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim's collapsing. I would also be like,
Oh, what was that? Was that the wind?
like stuff like that. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, 'tis a queer thing that wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under my backside.
Good gracious.
Under your backside? You mean your ass? And when I looked at the seat on which I've been sitting, I found there was a cubby hole there for storage. Mr. Naruto, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. We already looked there, so I guess someone could have fit there. And judging by the girl and her size, I think she could have. That would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. We could all take another look if we wanted to. I'll do it later, in the next one. And that's when I found her. Alright, before we press on that, let's look at this inside the place again. Well, let's go in there as I know. Just have to. What the fuck? Okay. Something new, and this looks completely different. Blood. That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Zeeks has made no mention of it? I suppose that does seem a little strange. That's weird. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? That's weird because there was never blood on it. There was never blood on it. No wonder. No wonder. I wonder why that smoke screen did happen. Anyways, let's look in there. Yep. Kimono, whatever. Wait, what the fuck? They talk something new? The seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really. Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Yeah, and apparently people are like, oh, I want to see their skirts, like with stuff like that. Come on. Alright, let's open it up. Okay, that's kind of weird. There was stuff in there. What happened to everything? The storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's solely empty. That's weird. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Yeah, looks like someone jeopardized the crime scene there. So anything inside the carriage, blah blah blah, the cabin is closed. Say it's the same thing. Okay. Now we got a good look. Yeah, she could have fit there, but it wasn't empty before. That's kind of weird. And also there was never blood on the floor, as I mentioned in the last episode. Hold it! You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met well. Me heart nearly stopped beating in me high chest. You're really overreacting this. Still and all, I pulled her out from the under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to the corpse, huh? How very?
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in a mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see? And while I was in the middle of the talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time. Presumably the scream of the Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Dock, not deck. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. Miggle. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, a girl and a later Miss Mason.
Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It was like, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It is certainly possible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
It was dark and late at night, I guess, and they really didn't see everything as they completely conjured up. After that, of course, with a scream of the gentleman all over us, the driver realized something and was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you. I've heard enough.
There's nothing really to present here. It was present evidence here. It was just mostly pressing for just more information out of them.
The trends are, as explained, are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl?
Tell us your name, girl. We will probably charge you, but anyways. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What? This girl here, a petty thief.
And you're defending her? Really?
Order! Order! Is this true, Mr. Lestrade?
Oh, we got a name finally.
Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Oh shit, she's a gun! Oh!
I've been shot! How dare you? What is the meaning of this?
And she left.
Never. She's gone!
Up in your eyes! I'm over here.
Oh, gracious. How?
What was the point of the little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself back in the corner and she knifed the gent. Go on. That's what your head's thinking, ain't it? No, not at all. This court of law, we're here to just... Ah! I've been hit too! Why green? It's my least favorite color. No! Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. And all I need for what I do is these fingers. Ew. Shut up, Ricky. No, Ricky, no. Fuck no. Don't do that. Don't do that. She's... No. Okay, whatever. I'm a professional, alright. Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. It's from the military, you dope. No, I was kidding. All this? Yeah, this was a bag I lifted up the other day. What? And no one noticed that you took their gun? A smoke gun? Wait, what? How good are you with pickpocketing? Wait, who had that in their bag? Who? You're like someone in the channel like la 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 with their bag and I had like a smoke gun. And she's like, and snipe! Like, swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. She just got the gun from them without even realizing it. How dumb is this person? What the hell? That why they keep their four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Oh, do not wave that thing in my direction again.
If you do that to me, you're dead for sure. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. She's like, shit, I can't shoot him. He looks so strict. Tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. And it's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid significant witness in this case.
Well, is it really a witness? It kind of does seem like we're trying to pinpoint the blame on her.
Accordingly, young lady, we'll now hear your testimony, if you please.
Oh shit, I want to barf. I want to burp right now. Nope, it came out.
You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Like I said earlier, I'm sorry. I know it might sound hard to hear, but that's the voice I'm going to go with this. Alright, if I have to. Because, like, when I first played both of the games, right away I was like, I had trouble speaking, and that's the voice that came out when I was having trouble speaking as her, because what is that dialogue? I guess it's just how it is when someone has the full education, I guess. I don't know. And I'd rather talk street slang rather than proper English, I guess. I think this is English London's way of slang back in the day, I guess. So I snuck inside the carriage before you hooked up the horses. Horses, just like always. But it was all a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there. It's pitch in there. See, look at that. I always have struggle with that. Then after a while, I can hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin, I did. And the screen just came off. Came out? It's because of that. This swell found me. It did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let the seal urchin go, Miss Mildred.
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. She was underneath you, huh? Because you were sitting on top of her, basically. She was in the cabinet, in the cabinet in there. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat that night.
Ah, and the cubby holder in which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes, it has appeared large enough to accommodate someone with a girl's stature.
Even if there's stuff in there, she would have been able to fit. But of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Oh.
As you know, even though I'm short, I am quite heavy, so she couldn't move me regardless. So, you see, that's why I let the last boat. I knew that if the police found her there, they automatically assumed she done it. but I couldn't live with myself, and my young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized their action would result in their own innocence being called into question.
It's all right. I can help it. I can get out of it. Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. Oh, what a perfect gentleman.
My lord! This is a fine example of a man cannot possibly guilty of a heinous crime like this. Innocent! I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Innocent. Apparently we won. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Innocent. Oh. Wow. The case closed, I guess.
Since alive, all 6 members of the jury consensual and are leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
Wow. That was fast. Mr. Naruto, it must mean we won? It must mean what? That we're victorious! Okay, Starfire. Okay, what the hell? We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
I would not let that slide! Ooh, look at him. Serious with his leg up. At the sight of my iron heel, Wellington offends prey. Do forgive the discourtesy. And Gina's like, what? This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where the evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of the cubbyhole, as a witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Good lord.
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Yep. I called it out. Something changed here, and I do not like it, where it's leading.
Order! Order! How could such devious contraventions possibly have been effected, Consul?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary, I can't read the words, Ricky, focus, in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend, me. When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of law. Hooray! What did you find the condition of the under-seat compartment to be? We did observe it before, and it was filled with stuff. Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. How is this an elaborate excuse by the despot Lord Von Zix? I'm gonna tell the truth.
Well, Consul, do you have anything to say, something to say about this matter?
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? It wasn't. I didn't look. So here's the thing. Some people choose. Sometimes people do forget. Like, if they checked it before, and people will be like, okay, it was empty. Because the first time they checked was when Gina started to appear in the court. Or I didn't look, as in like they did look. They did not look when it was first presented. But luckily we saw it before the smoke screen and everything. And we can say it the truth. It wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Oh, are you sure, Consul?
Ada! Be whist! What are you saying now, you daft da? I thought you were on my side here. I thought he would lie, honestly, but good thing he did. For my cause. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? Why did I? Why did we? Because we have ethics and morals, I guess. As the advocate of the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. Idiot. 'Tis not altogether pleasant, fella. In simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. I'm simply saying the truth, Mr. McGilded, but I'm not in. Oh. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing me! My best interest here, lord! Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That the cubbyhole next under the seat is empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? We're not. We're gonna stand by it. Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh on this matter, I think. The compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain a smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that the omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty at the night in question. Peppo isn't that irresponsible. The money-lending fleecer and the pig purse are lying.
Shit. This is not gonna slide off, huh? Plus he knows too because he works. He runs it. Ah! I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkiest. Nothing but cowards. The lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. I guess we screwed things up. Quite sure, I must concur here. And that's gonna take, oh my god, why does it take such a long time for everyone to be like, no, good. Well, calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. And I take a bow again. My lord, I humbly exhibit the skills of justice. Clearly a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Consul. But before we proceed any further, there is a matter of outstanding cross-examination.
We were winning too, so.
Consular for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Now then, time for the cross-examination. It took a long time to get here. Holy shit.